helping out a really lovely and beautiful family. Just get some answers and some validation for some, there's some healing that needs to happen, some closure that needs to happen, and maybe a little activity that they just sort of want to get a general healing and peace of mind experience. And so they've called us in to document, determine what's going on in the home, if there's anything they need to know from their loved ones, anything they need to know from other energy that might be here. I do honestly feel like there's some energy, I feel like there's a lot of spiritual energy here. Some of it feels like it might belong, and some of it, I don't know, there's something that feels a little weird, and I'm not sure quite what it is. I haven't been able to pinpoint it yet. We haven't really done our walkthrough. We're just kind of starting out. The good news is we have worked with one of the clients before. We are now at the home of her grandmother. So we are coming in to add another layer of help and healing to this family. We had a really good experience providing some answers previously back in December. And now here we are mid-January. We'll go and figure out what's going on. There's a really strong male energy in the house that he feels very stubborn and really in his own groove, really like in his perfect, he has his own groove in his own way, but I keep feeling real heavy in the chest, like a little, like I can't breathe too well. He seems associated with the space somehow. He probably would have died maybe like after he was older than 70. He had to be older than 70, I think. I'm miserable at ages, but he seems like just a real old-fashioned man, very into his own stuff though, in his own world. Can't quite place who he is. To work with him a little bit, but he just sort of popped up. Just this guy just kind of popped up for me, so I'd like to explore him a little bit. And obviously, as I go, as I feel anything, if I pick up anything in certain areas of the house that makes sense to you, please feel free to you can validate. Okay. Feel free.
Yeah, and that did make a lot of sense.
Oh.
Completely remind us of somebody.
Okay. Sometimes they only give me glimmers. It's like flashcards. They just give me these quick little, bing, 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 and then they're like, okay, well, have a nice day. Thanks. I'm like, yeah, he's just, I get this, he makes me feel a little bit lonely. He gives me this lonely feeling, just like, but I don't know why. He makes me feel kind of a man on his own island, like, I don't know, it's a really weird sensation. I don't understand what that means. It really is flashcards with these people. Yeah. But he's definitely here. That I'm sure of. I'm sure that he's in this space, and I'm sure that he knows you. I just don't know who he is. But I do know that he belongs, or he feels like he belongs here. He's like, I just, I'm not alone when I'm with them. Okay then. Well, tell me more if you want to. That's interesting. He seems interested in that. He's really interested in that object. I almost want to take a picture of it. Can I take a picture of your object? Well, I guess you can. You seem like a very strange...
Facial recognition to your lower left. That's gone. That was weird. Is there anything there that looks... No?
I don't know.
Now it's locking on you.
What is it? A little balance. I feel dizzy in here. I actually feel kind of dizzy in this room.
Okay.
A little vertigo. A little vertigo feeling in that room. I don't know why I feel like something has changed. They keep saying they changed something. They changed something. And I don't know what, they just keep repeating, something has changed. I don't know what in the hell they mean. What do you mean, what's changed? Could you be more specific?
Is it the house, or?
I don't know. They just keep saying something's changed, or someone or something has changed. They just keep repeating that, so I'll have to figure that out. electrical.
I'll check that.
Very electrical. All of a sudden I get really like an electrical charge in here, but really electrical. It's like it's radiating, like electrical pulses are radiating, something electrical. It's like electrical in the chest. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's a strange feeling. Having a moment. And it's really weird. This mirror here. Something interesting that really draws me about this mirror. I don't know why, but it's like it draws me into it. Do you have any idea why I would feel so like such a pull to this?
My mom got it for her. I don't know any backstory I can ask.
Yeah, it interests me. It's something. The energy about it is very interesting. I will be blessing it.
I'll find out.
It's like to bless mirrors, especially. And right here, I just feel odd. I almost can't hear anything. Like I feel plugged. I feel completely plugged. Like I cannot hear a thing right here. There's just nothing that's like a vacuum. Right. That's a little strange. This whole place is kind of interesting. It's heavy with like family energy.
Yeah.
There's all these dead people. Yeah, I don't know. And here it's like a dead zone. It's a complete dead zone. There's just like nothing. It's like it's complete deadness, and it's almost like there's like a lot of energy and then nothing. Like this was full of energy and now it's full of nothing. I mean, there's stuff in here, but like it feels empty. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
There's a younger spirit in this house. A much younger spirit. Like very young. Like almost like a child spirit of some kind. That's walking around. I don't know who they are though. They're just
Male or female?
I can't tell yet. I just see like a small young child walking through the house.
Okay.
That may ring true.
Okay.
Okay.
I will try to get them to talk to me too. They're all kind of like, popping in, popping out, sort of being present, but kind of not. I feel 5 distinct energies in this space, but I can't get them all to come forward and connect with me. We've definitely got the male energy. We've got a young child energy. We've got the sister. And there's 2 other spirits that are not really showing me very much yet. They're kind of just sort of on the peripheral. One of them seems to be a lady in her like 40s or 50s that seems to be popping up too, another gal. And then a guy who's probably retirement age, but I don't quite know what his place and everything is. He almost seems like, he acts like the black sheep. He's a black sheep energy to him. It's really weird. Like he's in the family, but out to the side. He sort of is on the outskirts. He's on the outskirts. Yeah, that's interesting. You've got some interesting stuff in this space that is kind of almost confusing me. But, so are there reports of any kind of activity, or is it just general, just noticing little things here and there, just kind of wanting to know who the heck's here?
There's a little bit of both. I know she's feels touches, like pushes from time to time, like somebody nudging.
Mm-hmm.
Popping her in the back of the head.
Well, that's not nice.
Yeah, hitting her to wake her up. I mean, not like violently, but a little nudge.
Yeah. Because I kind of feel like a couple of the male energies and maybe that younger youth energy are just, they're not really good with the boundaries.
Okay.
There's some real big boundary issues going
Yeah.
on. They don't know how to respect boundaries, and they need to sort of be schooled
Yeah.
on personal space.
Okay.
Cause I don't feel anything demonic. I don't even necessarily feel a portal of any kind. Do you feel anything like that? No. But I do feel some sort of, they don't mean to be disrespectful, but they're being disrespectful.
And that would make sense with the older spirit that we thought you were talking about.
Okay.
earlier.
The younger one would know better if it's the one.
I'll work on them a little bit, but yeah, the one,
But the two males, it would make sense that they are
Yeah.
that way.
okay,
Because
so
that's how
that
they were in life.
so they're just not good with boundaries at all, and they're still not good with boundaries.
Correct.
We might need to encourage them to have some respect,
Yeah.
and work with them on that, because they just seem a little out of sorts and a little screwy. They're a little,
Space out.
Yeah.
Space out.
yeah. Well, to be fair, I had one of the spirits in my house that was annoyed with one of my other relatives at one point, and she gave him a little pop one
Clocked
time.
him on the head.
Yeah, both in life and after death, she did it. So
Okay.
sometimes they just
Do that.
stick to their ways. Yeah, I mean, you have to get them out of their rut. So we just need to sort of educate these guys on hello, like be a little better about it.
Yeah.
The younger spirit, like I don't know, they're almost under 10 to me. They seem super young, but I can't all I see is this light silhouette. They're not showing me a lot of features yet, and it's really kind of stressful because I can't quite see them. It's all. You have to tell me who you are. It would really help me. No, I don't control the dead. Accidental? Is accidental? So, somebody had an accident. Somebody had an accident. One of these spirits is saying, I'm sorry about the accident. I don't know. Give me more than that. Oh, these dead people. They're all weird. They're all just like but whispering at me. It's very strange. Are there remains in there?
There are.
No wonder it's from there. That would make a lot of sense why you're so much stronger. Here. She's like, well, they push on her a little bit, and I just pop them back.
The girl said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't worry. I let them know.
Oh, yeah. That's her personality.
Okay. She's like, no. They mouth off and they give her a hard time, and I knock their energetic ass down the street. Okay. So she's helping. She is trying to help. She's trying to keep the balance, but sometimes she's busy doing other things, visiting you, doing whatever.
Yeah.
Having a good time, and
Yeah, no, she's always very nurturing and caring.
yeah, she takes care. She's the caregiver of all the females, especially. That's kind of her thing. But she definitely has that spunk of she's gonna let them know what's not okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes she isn't around doesn't catch it, and then she finds out about it and
Yeah.
reprimands them. But she's only one spirit, so
Okay.
you've got the slightly older guy, and then the guy like maybe 10 to 20 years younger than him. These two guys, and they're just kind of they got an attitude a little bit. They're not bad, they're not evil, they're not demonic, none of that's going on. They're just stubborn, rude, obnoxious a little bit.
Passes.
One of them would almost be a fall down drunk kind of attitude, like belligerent, very belligerent attitude. I have one of them. I can't tell which one it is, but one of them is very mouthy.
Okay.
I don't know at what point, how much information to give you.
I feel like I'm filling out some of these spirits, and I'm close to the conclusion of the cold walkthrough. If you want to do minute validation for some of these spirits that I'm picking,
I'm feeling like the older one that was with the breathing, that was interested in the scale.
yes,
Maybe
very
her-
much so.
Maybe her deceased husband.
Okay.
He was very pushy, very manly, very stubborn.
Mouthy at times.
And
Okay.
Maybe the belligerency could be coming from that one.
Maybe.
To the bars.
Yeah. And he
Okay.
did own a recycling company. This was made for him.
My dad
Oh.
made
wow.
that, their scale, their old scale.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was their, I think, like, yeah, when the part came off their very first scale that they used when they opened their business.
So,
very
so
cool.
me feeling his energy and then him drawing me to something significant to him actually.
And my dad made that after he passed away as a gift to my grandma. So he wouldn't have seen that.
But he's
Very
interested in it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
obviously.
Because he would know exactly what it is.
What it's for and what it's meaningful to him in that
Correct.
way.
So that's where I was feeling, and then with the other male spirit that's a little bit younger than him, that's kind of,
Sort of a black sheep of the family.
yeah, and I'm thinking that it's possibly, she has a brother that passed away too, maybe her brother Jim. So her husband, so I'm thinking possibly those two, it just kind of sounds like their
There's
personalities.
also her other brother, but.
And her other brother Bill, but I doubt it would be him, he's very mellow,
Jim
and
is the one.
Yeah.
Jim was more the black sheep.
Yeah, he seems like he doesn't fit in with anybody. He doesn't really not really all that kind or respectful in life. He's very indignant and almost expects things to be given to him.
Yeah.
Entitled.
Yep.
And which is why, so he is taking acknowledgement, so he is the one that's being very pushy because of the fact that it's like a rivalry thing. It's a rivalry issue
Between them,
between them. It's an energy between the two of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So he's just still being
That's how they were when they were alive.
sort of being still like a typical brother, with,
So that, the brother-in-law to that older, to her ex-husband, or to her husband,
Okay.
deceased, yeah.
that older, that's interesting, these energies, the way they're all, it becomes like a confluence of spirits. The younger spirit is still, but they're so sweet. I can't tell if they're a boy or a girl, but they're so sweet and there's such innocence about them. But I can't quite, sometimes with the younger ones, they're really hard to see because they go and then their energy transmutes so quickly.
And when you say younger, and I know you're saying younger than 10, but do you mean, could that be close to 10, or could that be quite a bit younger than 10?
It could be quite a bit younger, yeah. For me, they blend so much that it's hard for me to
Gotcha.
fully see. It's almost, maybe that's why I'm having trouble communicating, because maybe their communication skills were not all the way engaged. I can't communicate, with this spirit, there's no communication with this. You have to show me something meaningful. It would make sense. Show me what happened. So they could actually validate that it's you. Sometimes we have to play charades, especially with the younger spirits, because it's,
The communication.
because they're not verbalizing all they do grow on the other side. That's why I see them in different sizes. That makes sense. They're growing on the other side.
I've heard that.
That's why
I've heard
I'm
that
seeing
too.
them. That's why I'm seeing the layered.
Maybe not so much as gradually as they would.
Yeah,
They can grow slower. but they
it could
can.
be, time doesn't exist over there,
Right.
so they're showing me something that,
Some growth.
that I'm getting bigger. I'm seeing size improvement and growth, but there's something with the, you woke up and they're gone. What happened? Can you show me what happened? It's really tight up in here. I feel like a lot of pressure right here. My lymph nodes don't feel comfortable. I feel tightness in the lymph nodes. I'm not sure which spirit that's coming out of. But there's a lot of tightness in the throat and the lymph nodes with one of these spirits. The child spirit is showing me a castle. So they're showing me imagery that I might understand. They're showing me She-Ra, the Princess of Power, because that's what I grew up. I like She-Ra, and so they're showing me a She-Ra castle, and showing me I'm strong, and they're showing me a She-Ra castle. So I don't and that's not a literal. That's more of they're showing something that I would relate to, so I could try to describe it and explain it. And they're showing me this really beautiful castle. There's a lot of gold. There's a lot of there's like pink. I see all the pink crystals all over the place, and it's really beautiful. it doesn't make any sense. Like, this is not a death that was supposed to happen.
Like that, I'm here and I'm gone makes sense.
Yeah, it's like you blink and, like, what happened? What happened? And they're fine. They're perfectly fine now, but they're showing me that it hasn't been that long though. The length of time since their passing. God, time is so hard over there. When they show me clocks, like I can't understand. I see a clock just going around and around and around. It's such an abstract image that's not gonna work for me. You have to give me a whole lot more than that. I don't even know if they came home, or they barely came home. I don't even know if I can see them coming home. Like, I don't even see them quite at home. Very strange. That's very weird. That's very weird. So
What did Beverly pass with? Obstruction.
Same thing, Uncle Jimmy had.
Same as Jimmy when hers was upper and his was lower.
you might, since I can't get a lot out of the spirit, feel free to tell me.
She had a baby that passed away at 2 weeks old.
Oh, okay.
She was born on 6/6
She was born the same birthday as her, so she's named after her.
So I'm thinking that the
Maybe.
baby didn't never come home because she really didn't. She had an obstruction and was basically in the hospital.
Developed pneumonia in the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I couldn't tell. It was so ambiguous. What I was seeing, I couldn't, the time span wasn't making sense. Like, they kept showing me all these different sizes and places. Like, none of it made sense to me.
Yeah.
It was very abstract. She just said, I didn't come home.
Yeah, I don't think she really did.
You know, if at all, not for very long. It was,
Yeah, I think she may have came home. Did you Beverly ever come home from the hospital?
Yeah.
For how long?
Oh, about 2 days.
Right back.
so
Yeah.
not really
No,
any.
yeah.
Is that other female spirit still there? The second one you mentioned?
Yeah, and this one seems about, I don't know, between 40s and 50s. So, I don't know if maybe I am blending the two. Maybe it's the younger and older version of the same dead person, which would be kind of odd, but it could happen, I guess. But, or maybe she's saying that as a number of, maybe she's telling me about years, like a decade time frame too. She could be telling me a decade. And it really is connect the dots and charades with these deceased people. It's like this really abstract experience. I'm like, why am I seeing all these things that don't make any sense to me? But she's definitely a comforting spirit. I like her energy a lot. I really like her energy. So pure and so light and so loving and so protective. She was one of the energies that helped her, brought her over. She definitely played a role in.
Did they ever show you what they look like or names, or they just show you like flashes?
It depends. It depends on what they want.
their
You know.
communication skills.
Yeah, it depends what they wanna show me.
I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, I'm having a hell of a time. The one gal that I'm looking at, she seems to be probably about 5'5"-ish. We've got sort of a mousy colored hair, mousy kind of blondish brownish hair. The eyes are one of those kind of eye colors that it almost looks like silver and blue together, but I can't really see it. It's like very mottled and almost foggy. I see them in a fog. They're in the fog. And, what are you showing me? Thin framed and, a lot of blue around this person, like a lot of blue color. I don't know, I keep seeing a lot of blue, a lot of blue, a lot of blue. They're showing me blue everything, lots of blue. I have no idea who that is at all. Very nice energy. But I don't know if that's possibly just the other spirit showing me what they would have grown up to be, or if it's actually a separate and distinct spirit altogether. Somebody keeps saying the word aunt. So somebody's aunt is present, but I don't get anything from her.
That would have been her aunt. So this one here.
Oh,
So
okay.
that the baby would have been.
Oh,
So
yeah,
yeah, her
okay,
baby that
okay,
passed
okay.
would have been her
It
aunt.
would have been her, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
If she helped her over, she would have been, she is her aunt.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suck at family trees. I'm trying to build mine, and I don't know what I'm doing.
I was hoping it was my Aunt Charlotte, but she's not 5'5".
Well, I mean,
She's like 6 foot.
yeah.
It would make sense being little, never, not
Yeah.
really coming home, and then helping
And
her
even
being the
the
And
aunt.
the size too.
Yes.
Growing, yeah.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah.
5'5".
And the
it's-
eye color, that's like your mom's eye color, that would be her sister.
It's hard to say too that you might have other spirits that might come forward
Yeah.
and validate some other things. We got a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
We have ways to validate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels full. Like you all have brought a plethora of people, so it does feel full. While they may or may not all come forward, I can't control
Oh,
them.
yeah, you
I'd love to. That would be so much fun.
I've seen it up there.
You know, right?
And that makes sense to me too, because everyone always gathered at her house, all of our family, we always came to her, so it makes sense for all the spirits to want to kind of be gathering around still.
They're still all socializing here. Great.
And I know
Yeah.
some spirits push others out of the way,
Yeah.
or more people than others.
Yeah, it's sharing the energy of one medium. There's like,
It's my turn. Yeah.
yeah, they're all kind of clamoring for attention. It's fascinating though. Yeah, if you want to, you could come forward, but you're gonna have to give a lot more out of things. So I'm sitting around a table, and we've got there's a bunch of cards on the table. And they keep saying, I don't know if I'm playing bridge or something. I keep seeing these really like old-fashioned card games. Somebody's showing me old-fashioned card games. So I'm not sure what that means, but they're showing me that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, Grandpa was
Like
Grandma
canasta
was
and
quite a
bridge.
gambler, and then
Wait.
Grandma would like to play a lot of gym
With her
rummies.
brother. They would go down and play cards every week
Oh,
Yeah.
at her brother's house before he passed away.
And
Wow.
specifically bridge would also
Or
be
gin
on my
rummy.
dad's side.
oh, okay.
But Jim Rummy was here at this house.
We're having a otherworldly card game.
Right.
Old fashioned card game.
I know, yeah. I was like, who plays that anymore? We do. Okay. Who am I to judge? The dead can do whatever they want. Yeah, I feel quite a bit of energy, but it's so intense to try to pick it all apart. Like I don't want to like give up on them, but I also want to break out some of the meters and
Yeah.
do a little bit of that and kind of, validate in that way as well.
True.
If you guys want to validate some of the things that I picked up on and give me fill in those gaps and those places, what makes sense for you on what I felt already, and then we'll go through with all the meters and see if we pick up anything else.
Could I ask one last thing?
Yeah, please.
Leslie herself, because we already knew she was here. I don't want to turn it into a reading, but does she have?
No, that's
anything-
fine,
does she, she's already kind of validated herself, but is there
She did a
anything
great
that
job.
she's, besides saying that she's keeping everybody in check, is she, coming forward with anything in particular, or is she just kind of like, I'm here, I'm always present?
She is busy trying to, I felt before, take care of everyone and do a lot to help on the other side. Her feelings of guilt and regret over picking the wrong people and being around negative people, she's definitely healed from that and has worked through a lot of that. Because I remember feeling all of her physical pain on the last time, and that was really horrifying to feel that. But she had to show me those things. She's a little bit concerned about somebody else and the mate that they have picked. She's really, really worried about somebody's choices and who they're with. And she's seeing glimmers and like things that are reminding her of negative choices she made. And so she's been trying to intervene somewhere with somebody in the family has got somebody that she does not like, that she's not pleased with. And she's been working on that from the other side as much as she can. And then she keeps bringing me to somebody's baptism. And I don't know who, but she keeps showing me somebody's baptism. Like she was at a baptism, but she's not giving me any other data on that particular event. She just showed me, like I see this little baby and the thing, and there was a baptism. So it's kind of all that I can see out of that one. Do you have anything else to tell me? Yeah, just get out of the way. And this one. Out of the way. Somebody's sick and they're worried about. They're worried it's worse than they were told. Somebody's sick. Who are sick? Tell them not to worry. A lot of something here. All the way down. Something. It's okay, you're fine here. Feel a lot of, does that make any sense?
Possibly, because I've had some thyroid stuff going on. I've had it removed because of growth. I have a new growth going on with a lot of stuff in my chest, my throat, so that could possibly be.
That's what she's saying. Just do all the stuff you gotta do. Don't stress. Don't add stress to it. Don't, that's not good. Don't add stress to it. Just relax. It's gonna be fine. She's like, we'll get through all of these things. Just relax. Very comforting. Makes my ears ring though. Very loud ringing. It's so distant, like the way she's speaking, it's so far away, but it's this energy that like, she sees, like you feel really sad. Where there's this pain and this deep, like, there's been a lot of crying lately, but someone in the family, and maybe it's someone in right near you, there's been a lot of sadness, like a lot of sadness, and I feel she's just bringing up like I've seen it, I've seen the pain, I've watched the pain, but she's not giving me any details about the pain at all. Sometimes they're protective of people's like privacy. They're like, okay, well there was some stuff, but I can't tell you. It's not my place to tell you. Thanks. That's not helpful.
I think I know.
But she's seeing a severe amount of struggle and sadness, and she's acknowledging it and trying to help. She's really a busy soul.
So I mean, obviously we're all heartbroken and devastated over her loss, of course.
Yeah.
And missing her. And
It's even more though.
it is.
Like, yeah.
It's that one over there. I'm gonna call her out. I know she has a really hard time with it. They were extreme. All of us were very
You're
close.
leaking.
But they were attached at the hip, and the bond that they had, it was strong. And so I know she grieves heavy. That she also left behind children, and her oldest grieves terribly. So I know it could be a combo of both of them.
All right.
Yeah, but when she addressed, I have something, I know what you meant when you.
Okay.
My sister's
Fix
son,
everybody.
her son, which is the oldest, like cries out in his sleep even. I know you said something about a lot of crying. My grandmother is what like has gotten the attention of a few of us. Like he cries in his sleep,
And their dad is, we don't have control over that.
No, they really do need some therapy. I can tell you that. They absolutely do. Grief counseling is a good, yeah, it's an extremely useful tool, and especially for children. But she visits them. I almost wonder if he's not having visitation dreams and then waking up sobbing because he's having the pain of missing her.
Actually not having her.
Yeah, like he wakes up and then she's not here. And cause I feel like she says that I'm visiting a lot of people. Like you guys are having visitations. Why aren't you paying attention to this? Is really cool. I'm like working really hard to visit you guys. Like pay attention. Like I'm doing all these things. Give me some credit. All right, give you some credit. Feisty woman. Very sweet though, but man, she's got spunk in her. She's a very spunky soul. But she's trying to like do little things and like she's doing all like giving tons of signs and coming in the dreams and different. She's sign palooza. She's working so hard to give everyone so many signs, and some people are receptive to them and getting them, and some people are just like missing the mark. But she really is trying to visit everybody and get you guys to pay attention. So, have you guys noticed any kind of like a picture or a song, something will come up that it just you just know that
I'll
it's
have to say, like, since like around Thanksgiving time, like it don't matter what time of day it is, it seems like every time I look at a clock, it's 29 after. Like, and that was her birthday was 6/29.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's like to the point where her two daughters, I have them pretty much a lot. Pretty much all the time. Like they're like, oh my god, Nancy, it's 29. Look at they'll point out the clock.
Yeah,
to me.
it's good that you're noticing because she's like, I'm working really hard to get everyone to notice me.
And it's all the
So that's
time.
great that
And with her son, it's not encouraged on that side of the family to even talk about anything or really her at all. And so, I know he mentioned to his Aunt Kristen that he had a dream not too long ago, so it takes a lot for him to mention if he even has a dream.
Because it's not so much allowed over there.
Yeah, 'cause it's not really allowed.
I see.
But
she's saying that she's visiting him.
yeah, because when he does talk about it, he feels better. He does like to.
Good.
And I know he's crying out mom in his sleep, in his dreams. And so I feel like maybe he is, you know, seeing her and waking up upset about it.
Yeah. No, she's very clear that these are real visitations. That she's
good for him to hear.
Yeah, and so I mean, he doesn't get that encouragement over there, but maybe you guys can kind of have a moment with him and just let him know that, like, I know this is really hard and this is a difficult experience, but maybe this is her spirit, you know, her, being your guide, your angel. She's coming forward and giving you this comfort to say that I'm still here. My body isn't here, you know, but my soul is here.
Yeah.
And death is never the end. You know, we just keep going and going, and energy just keeps going and going and going. And she's very clear that like she's constantly trying to talk to you guys and talk to him and talk to the other kids, and she's always trying to talk to everybody. Just because there are some that don't get that, okay, well, it's that loss of that physical connection with the person, and how do you work through that? How do you deal with that when their corporeal form is no longer here? She said, but I can get into all kinds of fun and trouble on the other side. I don't have a body to mess with anymore, and this is great, you know. And she's traveling, and she's having all these adventures as a divine being, and is going to continue to be so. That's not going to stop. But man, I don't know how you're going to get them kids into counseling, but she keeps reminding me, she's like, they have to go talk to somebody. They have to go talk to somebody. This is going to cause repercussions down the line. It's going to cause a block. It's going to be a thing. It's going to cause an emotional stunting. It's going to cause a blockage.
I think it already started with the middle one.
Like they're not going to relate to people. They're going to close off. They're going to be some rage. There's going to be some acting out and violent acting out is what we're going to be having. She's saying there's going to be some problems where they're going to start getting. They're not going to get good grades. They're going to start hitting other kids. There's going to be things that are going to happen if they don't just have an outlet. They need an outlet. Whatever that outlet is, get them into karate. Get them into gymnastics. Get them swimming, do something, get them an outlet. Like she's like screaming this at me at this point, get them an outlet so they have somewhere to channel that energy. If, counseling would be most ideal, but she says they need a physical outlet. They need somewhere to discharge energy. Whatever that looks like, whatever they're into, somehow find them an outlet. Even if whenever they're around, you get them to jog around the block, something, they need a discharge. because there's too much pent up, and it's going to end with a lot of rage and anger issues. And I don't know how much, what they're already exhibiting.
There is,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's just gonna escalate from that. And it's not what she wants. Not what she wants at all. Ooh, these souls are heavy sometimes when they have so much. She's like, well, you're listening now, so I'm. You are a chatty owl.
That's
Oh, yeah, she.
Gosh, she's like, well, I got an open mic tonight now. Okay. Very, very interesting soul, but she's she's really, really pissed off at the energies that are being bullies.
And that is expected.
She despises bullies in life, bullies in death. She is so mad at them. And she's really trying to she tries to negotiate with them first and be like, look, here's what we're going to do. And then now she's, like I said, she's just getting to the point where she's just popping them in the face. At this point, she's just, you know what, forget it. You're not listening. I'm just going to pop you. She's over it. And so I think what we need to help those souls understand and come to the realization that their behavior here is not okay. My blessings don't ever remove any positive energy, they only remove negative.
Okay.
So if they want to be part of this space of family and love, they either have to become positive and do positive things only, or they're going to be removed from the space.
Okay.
That might be hard with her husband.
Well, yeah, it will be hard. So I'm hoping that we can just negotiate with him to simmer him back down. He seems more likely to simmer down. He seems more likely to be like, you know what? All right, I get it. Because it seems to be the other soul, the slightly younger one,
Her brother.
that's causing the issue. He's the one that's aggressive.
Oh, okay.
The husband, he's kind of a turd, but he's all right, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
you can work with him. You can negotiate with him a little bit. He was a little bit no, he was rude. You know, he's a rude guy, but he meant well in some ways, and he did have some redeeming qualities. So negotiating with his soul is not as hard.
Okay.
He's one that would just be able, you could convince him to just calm down and simmer down and relax. But the brother, he's just really, really indignant. Really, really super indignant. And so, I don't know, I'll just have to work with him. I'll have to kind of let him know what happens if you don't follow my rules. You have choices. You either choose to be nice and be nice to all the living people, or I send you away.
And do some meters.
Yeah, I think we should
SLS, that kind of
do
thing.
some meter readings, some walkthrough with that kind of stuff. I feel like I might pick up other things as I go, but anything you guys now want to share about your experiences, what I felt that was validating, you can go ahead and just kind of tell me the things, just because at a certain point, I don't want to push myself too hard
Yeah.
energetically, and there's so many dead people talking to
Yeah.
me that I will run out of juice before I get to all the other cool stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want to completely shoot my wad.
And you're an hour into the walkthrough, so
Oh well, that's a
just
long
to let you know.
Well, you know,
There's so many of them.
they
Yeah,
all
I get
talk.
it. I totally get
it's
it.
like they're all lining up.
Yeah.
Take a number, and you know, sometimes I do like a 10-minute walkthrough and we're good. But when they're all lining up, it becomes
Right.
lots of chatty, happy dead folks and a couple of dead folks that are not as happy. So we need to make all of the souls happy.
Yeah.
My God, she's just astonishing. Her energy is just phenomenal. So it was palpable in your house, but my God,
It's intense, yeah.
It's soaked into the fabric of the space.
Who's grabbing my right arm?
She's just poking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing to me. Just touchy.
She is.
Oh,
Hey.
yeah, touch you people. Like,
Hey.
Very, very touchy-feely.
She's like, I want to check all of you out.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So what would you guys like to basically add about what's been going on? What do you feel? What did we validate so far? And obviously we're gonna validate more with meters, but what makes sense to all you guys?
Everything you said about Leslie makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, everything. She's her energy, her being a protector, nurturer, but she also is very feisty and will speak her mind and will keep everybody in check and in place. That all makes sense. And I could see her visiting as many people as she could, you know,
Yeah.
just to let her know she's here.
Busybody all the time.
Yeah, busybody,
And being concerned about her kids
yeah, her kids,
getting treatment.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then like her husband, that makes sense. I'm surprised he didn't pop in and, well, I'm not surprised he didn't say more, but,
He might still say more,
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah.
I
He
figured
was
Leslie
never
would take
very
over.
chatty.
Yeah, no, he
he's-
wasn't chatty.
No.
Quiet, get
Quiet,
it-
strong
get it
type.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
But,
The strong
I knew,
silent
I knew
type.
he'd show up. But, and then her daughter, as soon as you said kid, I got the feeling I knew it was her.
Oh yeah, with
Okay.
her being the aunt,
Yeah.
that helped guide Leslie in. That makes perfect sense.
Okay.
The color of the eyes, the color of the hair, and the height, because that's like both of our other aunts, or
Oh.
my mom and
Oh,
my,
okay.
our other aunt. It's kind of
Yeah, that's their hair color, that's their eye color, and that's her children. That's what they look like.
They're all just
Yeah.
cute and lovely. Well, that makes a lot of sense then. Okay. It's nice to be validated.
Yeah.
And then her brother, Jim, they both have the same name, her husband and her brother, being the black sheep.
And then the card games, because that's
Yeah.
a constant. That was just like all they did was drink coffee and play cards.
Or go down
That-
and drink. They used to have a weekly card game down at Uncle Jim's house.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah. It became daily right there towards the last few years of his life.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that was a very interesting experience for me, being. And now you kind of see why it would make sense to split the two investigations up.
Oh
Yeah.
definitely.
The amount of energy that it takes
Oh,
just
yeah.
to do that.
Would've been a lot.
Yeah, it can be quite intense, and it does take away. It would take away from one
Oh yeah.
or the other.
That makes sense.
That kind of the scale like sealed it for Grandpa. Her
Yeah,
husband.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was drawing me to that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, as soon as you started describing the character traits and the spirit, we were all looking at each other going, oh, that's our grandpa. And
Yeah.
then you went to the scale and we're like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%, that was his life.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's nice when they help me validate. Because I'm just the conduit.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. I can't control anything. I control my energy and try to be the best conduit possible and allow them to communicate. And he did show me some things, so I do appreciate when the souls are interactive in that way.
Cool.
I think we should probably break out some meters maybe
Sounds good.
and see what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. See what we can validate with the science.
Some
Yeah.
meters, yeah.
Absolutely.
We're gonna do the scientific part of the evening now
Perfect.
Right.
versus the mumbo and the jumbo.